What's going on, everybody? JD here with the next episode of JD Plays Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. I believe this is episode 4. And we're down in my mine. And I got diamonds. I haven't mined any yet, but I got diamonds there, and I got some diamonds there, and there's actually 8 diamonds here. And these were the first 2 that I discovered. And I didn't want to mine them until I had you guys on camera, because I'm trying to stick with this theme of not really getting too much stuff without you guys seeing it. So this is down in my little mine shaft, and I've just been mining away, and so I'm just going to collect my first diamonds. And I haven't updated my to-do list because I don't want to give away what all we're going to be doing yet. But lovely little sneeze there. Um, I do have some plans for all these handy dandy diamonds, and I do have this quartz pickaxe that I have upgraded. Now keep in mind, this quartz pickaxe was made with paper handle, paper binding, and a quartz head, so it's got extremely low durability, but it mines really fast, and it mines the harder stuff that I don't have correct, picks and stuff for. I made that without having to use being able to smelt metals down, basically. Anyways, so I'm going to collect these diamonds, and I've got some various plans to make use of all these lovely diamonds. Some of them I'm getting double diamonds out of, so that's nice. Let's see how many we end up with. Now, I broke 4 out over there and 8 out right here so far. So we're up to 16, so I've gotten 4 extras. And then we're going to grab these last 2. I think there's 2. There's 1, and there's 2. And let's see how many did we end up with. We mined 14, we got 18, so I'll take that. I'll take that, all day. That's better than just getting the base 14. So I'm going to start being able to make use of diamonds now. I've also found a little bit of ferrous. Obviously we've got lead, we've got tin, we've got silver, we've got copper, we've got iron, redstone, electrotine, and obviously I've found some lapis. So, and here's some yellowite. So at this point in time, cinnabar, and I've also gotten some uranium. So we've pretty much mined all ore, so I won't really need to show you guys me doing any more mining, and I can kind of go berserk just mining up everything I need now. But I did want you guys to be here for the first portion of that mining so that you can see, hey, I got diamonds. And we're going to make use of those a little bit here in, excuse me. As soon as I come out of the mine shaft, we're going to make use of those. So I'm going to finish up what I'm doing, and I'll be back with you guys in just a bit. See you then. Alright, YouTubers, welcome back. Now, as you can see, I've got a little bit of a to-do list going, and I'm at another village. And I'm going to explain that right quick. So, my base is down here, and I decided, okay, to do some of the stuff that's on the to-do list over here, I'm going to need to get some rubber trees. So I went out and I did some exploring, and I didn't actually come across any rubber trees until I got about somewhere in this area. And at that point, I was kind of like, let's explore around just a little bit, see what else is around here, and then we'll circle back. And as I got up into this area, I started to see this area for this meteor. Now that's one of 2 meteors. I think there's another one right here, and I'm going to need to break open some meteors at some point to get some stuff out of them. But when I found this one right here, I also happened to come across the remains of this haunted tree. And there was a treasure chest. There was no spawner this time. It was just a chest, and I happened to get a mundane belt, some more ender pearl seeds, and some more mana in a bottle, as well as some nether quartz out of it. So that, nice little loot. But then I found this city. Now the city overall is fairly crappy, but it's here. And I told you guys I was going to try not to really go too crazy with loot without having it on camera for where I was getting things. That way, everything's kind of accounted for where it came from. So what this city does have that's kind of nice is we're going to get some more gold, obviously, out of this building. So that's nice. Let's drop in here right quick. And I feel like my FPS is just terrible right now. I don't know why. Maybe I have too much stuff open. Yeah, I think so. Let's close some stuff down. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. I got way too many tabs open. Been getting tons of feedback from you guys on YouTube, and a lot of it's been super positive. I greatly appreciate that, man. I love getting positive feedback from all of you guys. It's what makes this so fun to do, is that interaction and hearing that you guys are enjoying the videos. That's freaking great. Oh, whoops, and I just closed my Twitch chat. Get that back open. Connect. There we go. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just got to get some things set up. I've had a few new people join the server, and so the server population's changing up with some new guys. Let's see what we got today. We got some gold booties, another helmet, and some nuggets. I could actually use some gold booties. We're gonna throw those on, and let's go ahead and grab this chest. And let's head back out here. Yeah, my FPS isn't feeling quite as crappy now. I mean, it's still not good, but it's not as bad as it just was. Alright, so other things that in this village that are always good is books. You know me, I love looting books, so let's get all these books right quick. But the more important building that I'm looking forward to looting is there is a Thumb Tower here, and I'm hoping we can get a Thumbonomicon. Because that's always helpful, you know. Thumbonomicons. More books. Okay, I didn't even notice this one over here when I passed through a minute ago. And I really didn't explore this village very well, so there may be more here than I originally, noticed, but... And I didn't grab that dang thing. I did empty all my bags, and when we get back to the base, we're going to do some upgrades and some other stuff. And I'm liking... What's up, IT? Welcome to the stream, lady. Hope you're not in too much pain tonight. Glad you could join us for a little bit. I think I'm liking this idea of doing, the every other day video and doing the video for about an hour. If that's bothering you, it's too long of a video time, I am sorry, but so be it. This is one of my favorite buildings. We're going to get some redstone lamps right here, but here's what I love about them, these sequencers. Oh, I love sequencers, ladies and gentlemen. These things are so nice. Can be used for so many good things. Alright, so there's that. Alright, our bags are getting a little full. Let's empty them a bit. Let's toss all this stuff in here. We'll make use of it later when we get back to the house. And this is, I believe, the 4th episode of Season 3. I'm going to just try to do a better job of keeping up with what episode I'm on. Alright, yes sir, there we go. We got us a Thumbonomicon. Some more knowledge fragments, some more nuggets, some more of that beautiful stuffs. Oh, makes me happy. Makes me a happy, happy person. Alright, is there anything else in this village worth me really going after? Let's take a look around right quick. You're trading saddles. You're silly. Wheat, not bad. Slime balls, I don't think so. Nope. Nope. We'll shag up the guard tower right quick. What do you got for trade? I bet you're doing bookshelves. That's what I figured. There is another apothecary, so that's nice. We'll grab what's in here right quick. Clear Drago dropped in for a second, then bolted on me. He's like, man, I'm tired of watching this guy do this stuff. Tongue of dog and rowan berries. Alright, whatever. We'll take the chest. And I've already got some cactus, but who cares? We'll get some more. Yeah, why not? We're going to see what's in here. Let's see. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll take it all. Why not? And I'm mostly just taking all this stuff for shiggles, because I usually don't, and I'm like trying to change it up a little bit, So we'll see how it all goes. Alright, all these witchery books. We got tons of witchery books. And Clear Drago has made it back. Alright. Okay, so that's pretty much the majority of what I wanted to get from this village. I still need to go up the guard tower, but I think while I'm here, I'm going to see if we can't get ourselves a silverwood sapling. Now, one disadvantage of silverwoods is the fast decay on leaves doesn't work. So I'm going to chop this down. Hopefully we get a silverwood sapling. I may have to chop down a few of them. There's a couple outside of the base because I am in a magical forest. And then once I get that done, I'm going to head back to base. So rather than you guys having to sit here and watch me chop down a bunch of trees and wait for a hopeful drop, I'm going to pause the recording right here. And I'll bring YouTube back when we make it back over to the base. And we'll get started on this lovely to-do list, starting off with some Tycho upgrades. Obviously, I've already been doing a few Tycho upgrades, but I've got a little plan in action that I want to show you guys to... You'll see. So I'll see you guys on YouTube here in just a bit, and cross my fingers it won't take long to get, a couple of these saplings, at least one, but it'd be nice to get a few more than one. And they're already breaking down, and that's good. Maybe I'll get one really fast, because that'd be great. Oh, we left that log. Gotta get that log. There we go. Alright guys, so we're back, and I was able to get some saplings. What I do with them, I don't know. They're probably in this bag. So we were able to get 6 silverwood saplings. And so that's going to come in real handy when we get ready to start doing some thom, which is not far off at all. But we've got some stuff I want to get directly into right now. So obviously I've upgraded this Certus Quartz pickaxe, and we talked about that. And I've even gone in and added the next upgrade slot by putting a diamond and 9 gold bars, aka a gold block, to give it its 6th upgrade. So it's got Moss 3, 1 level of lapis, full level of redstone, giving it mining speed of 10, and I've added a diamond so that it can mine obsidian. And in the time that I've mined that obsidian, I've mined enough obsidian to make 20 of these obsidian plates. Now where that's going to come in handy is, as I told you, at the end of, I think, episode 2 last time, or somewhere along the way, 3, I can't remember, I made a bunch of magical wood tools. And each of these tools has a room for 11 modifiers, okay? So if I take this lovely handy dandy pickaxe and I start putting plates on it, like so, 1, 2, 3, this will be 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So we've used 10 upgrades, but if you look, the effective durability of this tool is now infinite. This tool never breaks, and it still has 1 upgrade remaining. It also has the additional upgrades that we can add to it, as you can always add 3 additional upgrades to any tool. So technically there are 4 upgrades remaining, meaning we can still put a Silk Touch or a Fortune and put a diamond on here so that it can mine all of the overworld ores, and then we can add some speed or whatever else we want to it, right, with those last remaining 2 upgrades. So this is probably one of the best ways to set up these basic tools. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing for my shovel, but my shovel needs some repairs done to it, unfortunately. So I've got a little magical wood over here. So let's pop the shovel in there first. Now the shovel's already had 1 of its upgrades used, so it's only got 10 remaining. And I began to upgrade its speed, and that's really all you need on a shovel. You don't need a bunch of extra crazy stuff. So having an infinite durability shovel that works a little quicker means you've got a pretty freaking good tool. And there we go. Infinite durability shovel. Let's speed it up though. I want to get it a little faster. Alright, so let's just take, and I'm going to show you guys how I like to do this. So I don't know why I just did that. Pick it all up. Pick it all up. If you double click really fast, you'll pick up everything. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, there we go. So pull these out, all but that much. Okay, so what I usually do is 1, 2, 1, 2, and that is the exact amount to max 1 out. But I've already got 5 out of 50 used, so it's not going to work this time, but that's how I usually do it. Instead, we're just going to pull this back and put 5 more in here. There we go. And that's going to max it out. So I now have an infinite shovel that still has, remember, this still has 3 upgrades remaining that I can do to it. That's more speed I could add to it. It's whatever I want. I don't have to worry about putting like capacitors or anything on there to give it better durability because the durability is infinite. I don't need to put moss on there because the durability is infinite. So, alright, let's grab out this handy dandy diamond and we'll put that on this. Okay, so now this thing has I don't care about the 500 durability, but it can now mine obsidian. So that's nice. So let's pull that out. Alright, now let's pull out one of these and let's get some gold. And now we're faced with a tough decision. Now we have to decide whether we're going to put something like Silk Touch on this, where we would be able to mine nether ores, or whether we want to go ahead and increase its speed, because right now this thing is slower than Dick. It mines at a 1.5 speed. That's horrible. My flint pickaxe mines faster than that. It mines at 5.25 and it has no haste. So it's kind of a toss-up there. The Silk Touch would be massive to have, because it means we can start mining in the nether, and the ores in the nether they're just better. You get a lot more yield out of them. But I can also get a crap ton of ores out of Twilight Forest if I go that route instead. And at that point, Silk Touch is still super helpful, but I probably would be more interested in having a Silk Touch hammer than I would a Silk Touch pickaxe. So for now, we're going to speed it up. And I think I just popped the wrong... Nope, I got the right stuff. Alright, cool. Now there is another upgrade that I can do. But first, let's grab this stuff out. And let's do what I talked about a moment ago. Let's set this up like this and this up like this. Pop this bat guy in there. And he's now got, now this mine's the same speed as my basic flint pickaxe. A little bit faster than it. It's indestructible and it can mine obsidian. That's a pretty good pickaxe. But let's say you did want to go ahead and take it the next step. And let's say I wanted to go ahead and have silk touch on it right now. Okay, so for that, that's quite expensive. We're going to need a whole bunch of gold. Like so. Take your gold. I haven't figured out why I'm jumping so high yet. People on the stream have been watching him. They don't know why I'm jumping so high yet either. I don't know what happened, but I'm suddenly jumping like Superman. But it's cool, you know, whatevs. I had an apple on me the whole time. Are you freaking kidding me? Anyways. Let's run back inside here. Alright, so take the golds, surround lay apple, and you will get golden apple. Golden apple with diamond block. And that will allow me to add another upgrade onto here. Which means this pickaxe has one upgrade remaining, and the only upgrade that's left to it is putting a nether star on it. So I have the choice again. Add more mining speed, or go ahead and at this point add silk touch. Or do I want to add fortune to it so that I'm getting even more drops and have a really badass fortune pick, which is what I have right here. And I'm not going to make that decision yet. I'm going to hold off on that one. This guy, he's staying as he is. That we're going to leave that alone. How's it going, Starian? Welcome to the stream, buddy. And indeed, long time no see, my friend. Alright, so, Tinker's Construct, Magic Wood, 10 obsidian plates, infinite tools. Really nice way to get started in the early game and not have to worry about repairing tools and things of that. Let's clean up our to-do list right quick. The next thing I want to talk about is Bibliocraft. Now, Bibliocraft is a very cool mod. And it's got some very useful stuff for storage and decoration. It's also got some really good stuff for enchanting in the form of the printing press and typesetting that allows you to duplicate enchantments. But right over here, I've got this Steve's Workshop set up to do some Bibliocraft crafting. And what we're going to make is an oak shelf, an oak bookcase, a tool rack, and a potion rack. And I had each of the recipes on display. You can obviously go get these from any ad anytime you want. They're not difficult. It's a lot of slabs and oak planks, and each of these serves a different functionality. And they're all very nice functionalities. So for example, tossing this one up here, I can use this to keep things like my bucket and this. And what I usually like to use it for is when I get done using all these backpacks, I store all my backpacks in it. So it's a really good place to store things like that. And I usually end up having a few of those around. Now the next thing is this potion rack. And when you've been killing a lot of mobs, or you get started making your own potions, you're going to need a place to keep them. That's what this is for. And you can just right click and put them on there, or you can actually right click it and enter a GUI so you can organize them how you want. And it's just a storage place for potions where you can actually see the potions on screen, and you know, it's kind of nice, kind of decorative. So that's a cool thing. Next up is the bookcase, and that's kind of self-explanatory, but I've got a ton of books right here from Witchery. And with this, once again, you can either right click directly on it, or you can drop them in, or you can open it and do it via a GUI. Now I can spread them out, or I can stack them up. It's your choice. And it will actually fill the slots like so. So cool little thing. And I think which pages count as a book in this, or torn pages. Yeah, they do. So you can actually store just about all of that. We did get a Thaumonomicon, so for now we'll stick it in there and we'll come back and get it out later. Now obviously item frames, you know, if you're trying to kind of label like chests, you could always have an item frame over it and stick something on the item frame. And for most things it flattens out like that, but really with I think Draconic Evolution is what gives you the ability to assign things to just hang them on the wall, so that's kind of made item frames not quite as awesome. It's whatever. There's different uses for them, but I don't use item frames very heavily. The last one that I'm going to talk about right at this moment, though, is the tool rack, and we're going to stick that up there. And things like this crescent wrench. Let's see if I have some more stuff. Like, well, I didn't mean to do that. Let's see, my hammer right here, this little guy. And we're going to talk about that little guy. They go very nicely to just hang up there. You can pop it back off whenever you need it. Nice little storage. So Bibliocraft, very cool for that. Now Bibliocraft also has a fancy workbench, which is your typical crafting table, except for it's one of those crafting tables that allows you to build things using recipes. You make books into recipes using this one, and it actually has an internal storage for books just like the bookshelf. So Bibliocraft has a lot of really cool stuff for decorating your base and just kind of better storage and, aesthetic value. What's going on, Sesh? Now this hammer that I just made, this comes from carpenter's blocks, and I've already been using some carpenter's blocks. That's how I made these pressure plates, which mobs cannot press, and which you can decorate with whatever texture you would like, for the most part. Like, I could put glass on that and it would make it kind of transparent. But that's also what I've used to make this garage door, which lifts up and kind of vanishes. So that's really nice. So carpenter's blocks, you're going to see me using tons of carpenter's blocks eventually. Now right now, I'm not too heavily invested into them, but they will eventually become a very massive part of my building process. So let's get those knocked off of our to-do list now. We've talked about Bibliocraft. Alright, for us to start taking our next real steps, we need to be able to create an assembly table. And an assembly table gets powered by lasers. And for lasers, we're going to need to be able to start crafting these different types of tubes. And diamantine electron tubes take 5 diamonds, 2 redstone, and some glass or sand, a little bit of RF, and we get back diamantines. So to do that, though, we need this thermionic fabricator. So thermionic fabricators, and these things aren't hard, but we do need some brass. We're going to need some gold, which I've just used up a vast majority of my gold, sadly. Fortunately, I have more. Plenty more. In fact, I got an idea. We're going to come back in here. Let's see what I do with those. Grab these 2 furnaces. And we're just going to come back in here, and we're going to take this crafting table and this crafting table out. Put these 2 furnaces back in. Grab some charcoal. Power this bad mamma jamma. Go back to the main window. And we're just going to start cooking these. No, that is not what I wanted to have happen. And these are going to cook into nuggets. So that's going to be nice. And we'll let that just cook up, and we'll turn all that into gold ingots in a little while. Now, we also got some gold boots, and I think we got a few more gold items that we can melt down. Yep, there's a helmet, sword, we got some gold nuggets right there. There's another pair of boots. I hear a zombie outside. Let's crash on the floor, even though I've got a bed. Oh, apparently we're not crashing. Oh, it's raining. Okay. Well, that's silly. Let's kill us a zombie. Look, some of my deviating lilies are growing. We've got a black deviating, although that was showing as white earlier. We've got a red. It's craziness. Alright, we got some gold in here ready to go. We're going to melt down this helmet, boots, this. Now, these nuggets that we're holding right now, and I think that's all the gold that I've got laying around at the moment. But let me make sure. Yeah, it is. Okay, so nuggets, we're going to take and just put them straight into here. And that's going to kick back gold ingots. Alright, so the other thing that we need, though, is we need the sturdy casing, which is brass. Or bronze, I'm sorry. And it's quite a bit of bronze, because each of these are 4, so we need 20 bronze. Okay, so we're going to need to get some silver, which I think I'm out of. I might not be, but I'm pretty positive I'm actually out of silver at the moment. Because I've used it all making these, yep, I have, or tin, not silver. I'm an idiot. We need tin, and I'm out of it right now because I've used it all making these caches. So I'm going to have to get some tin before we can make that thermionic fabricator, and I'm going to have to do something with this gold. So I'm going to go knock that out, and when I'm done with that, we'll come back and we'll finish up the episode. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, YouTube, so we are now back, and we have some bronze being smelted up in the smeltery. Actually, it's already smelted and it's being poured out now. And I took one of those sequencers that we've got, and I set it up with the following enabled on this row. Set it to loop 1, and it is now automated on my smeltery. It will pour everything out into an ingot, drop it into here, and there we go, we are winning. We need to be prepared to make some gears. That's part of the recipe for the thermionic fabricator. To make some gears, we need some wood. We've got wood, we've got planks, sticks. I don't need all of these, but you know. So there's a wooden gear, hurrah! Now we need to take said wooden gear and surround it, because you cannot pour a cast over a wooden gear. So instead we need to make a cobblestone gear. Hurrah! And then we need to come right over here, put this on here. And there should be some aluminum brass right there. Let's drop that to the bottom for a second. Put it on there, and then put the bronze back. And then the gold, and then the iron, and then back to the bronze. And then the tin, and then the gold, and then back to the bronze. There we go. Okay, so now I have a nice little bronze casting, a gear casting pattern. Now, I probably shouldn't have used up all my bronze already. Yeah, that was kind of silly of me. And I know I'm going to need at least one golden gear, so let's get that knocked out. That's for something else, though. That's for the actual assembly table. So we'll pop that out. Now, we are going to need to put some bronze back in here. And I've got a block of bronze right there. That gives me 9. And if you notice, these are two different types of bronze. We've got thermal foundation and we've got Tinker's Construct bronze. So what you can do is you can decide, okay, I'm going to mix these together like so or something. And let's see, what kind of is it going to give me? It's going to give me back forestry bronze. Which one I put in here is going to give me thermal foundation bronze. So this is one way that you can unify all of your ingots into one type without having a unifier machine made. But I don't really care that much. So we need to take 16 of these and we need to pump them back into here right quick. Boop. Let them melt down, and we need to turn those into gears, which means we will want to stop our automation. One problem with our automation currently is if it's on loop 1, it ignores all redstone signals. We want it on loop 2. Or is it loop 3? Yes, there we go. We want it on loop 3. Okay, so from there, what we want is to take one of those sticks we made just a moment ago. Right here. And another piece of cobblestone. Let's make a lever. And I don't know if the lever is going to work on top of this part builder, but we're going to try it. So lever, and there we go. Now we can control when our sequencer is active and when it is not, just with that lever. So whenever I want to actually do a pour from a certain, I want to pour, for example, bronze gears, I can just turn it off and on. And there's a creeper. He's trying to get to me. I gotta be ready to fight this guy. He's evil. Come on, bronze. You can melt. You can do this. I got faith in you. Bounce, bow, wow. Alright, there's our bronze. We're going to drop that down. Pop this in here. Bam. I don't know why I've got this jump buff and it won't go away. It's kind of annoying, honestly. It's just jump boost 3. And I have not figured out what gave it to me, and I cannot get it to stop. Alright, there's 3. We're getting our last bronze gear right now. Alright. So now we can turn this thing back on and let it do its dance and just keep pouring stuff out. Now we are going to need some gold. Lots of gold. I love gold. And let's go ahead and get the rest of these turned into these. There we go. So we've got some bronze if we need it. And more gold and more gold, because we're going to need a lot of gold. Okay, we're going to need the hammer. And we're going to need to put these like so, and put these in here, and we're going to need 8 of these, which is going to take up 16 golden ingots. And then I need 2 iron. Do I have some iron? I bet I do in here. Let's pour this. Okay, there's our 2 iron. Let's drop those in there because we don't have our metal former machine yet. And we want to make... Oh, that's not how you do it. That was dumb of me. We're going to need some more iron. We need 14 more iron. I'm going to run inside and grab that real quick so we're not wasting too much time. Because what we need to make is a golden chest, basically. And for that... Am I starving or something? I am. Do I have food? I do. Look, my leafy garden is growing. It's beautiful. Hammer? Hammer. Boop. Okay. So, let's hope we have a chest in here. We do. Hot dog. Surround the chest with iron plates. Surround this chest with golden plates. Okay. Now, that's here and here gold. Now we are going to need some glass, so we're going to need to cook up some sand. I've got sand inside. Look at all those different color deviating lilies. Orange and all kinds of colors coming up. What's up, Blaze Lucky? How's it going, man? Alright, let's just toss these into here to be cooked. And I got a couple of Bibliocraft things that I didn't finish making. We're going to make these right quick. First one is going to be an armor stand where we can store armor. And we're going to make a lot of use of this later when we start dealing with having hazmat suits. And the other is just something that I like to have. And this is a sword pedestal. And the reason I like to have it is because somewhere around here I have an ender sword and I want to put it right there so I don't lose it. Not much, man. Just doing a YouTube episode, buddy. Alright, so we should have some glass. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and we're just going to build this in here. We're going to need this, and we're going to need gold ingot, gold ingot, gold ingot, gold ingot. And then we're going to need to go back outside. And grab that golden chest. Let's go ahead and take all these gold ingots with us. And let's grab some bronze. Some lovely bronze. I had to, man. If you watch the very first episode of this season, you'll see why. You will have an understanding as to what is going on. And I think these go in this order like so. And then we want bronze on the corners, and that should give us a bronze casing, which it does. Sturdy casing, actually. We pop that in there. We put this there. There's our thermionic fabricator. We can now make tubules. Tubules. Okay, now, great little device. There's a problem. It needs power. So while we did knock out another piece of our to-do list in the thermionic, we need power for this thermionic. So we've got a few choices in front of us. We can go with a steam engine, the hobbyist steam engine right here, which would take a piston, some glass, some gold, and we would put water in it, and it would produce 16 RF a tick. We could also go with some generators. One of the easiest ones is a survival generator. Some blocks of coal, some furnaces, piston, and some iron gears and redstone. Or the other option would be to go with the culinary generator. And for the culinary generator, it's almost identical to the fancy schmancy survivalist, but it takes tofu. Now, we've talked about tofu and what we need to get it. Are we still pouring iron? We are. So either way, we know we're going to need an iron gear. So let's get that done. How much iron's left? Plenty. So let's make a couple of these iron gears right quick. Now, the big problem that was keeping us from being able to make tofu was we didn't ever get a cabbage. And so I planted these leafy gardens up here, hoping to try and, coax out some cabbage. So let's see if we can get some cabbage right quick. Now, keep in mind those are going to go into here. Hey, look, another leafy garden. Beautiful. Lettuce, broccoli. Nope, no cabbage. Cauliflower. Damn you, cauliflower. Broccoli. Oh. Cabbage! Yeah! Alright, we're winning. We got it. We got it, man. We got it. Alright, so what that means is if I were, so just like kind of like with the beets, I don't want this to be my only cabbage, right? So we're going to take this, pop in here, we're going to pull out a cabbage seed, I'm going to drop it down. And do I have any fertilizer? Do I have some? I don't have any. I need to make some more. Alright, let's run inside right quick. Let's go grab some fertilizer. Look, another one sprouted. Now we don't need them anymore though, so it's okay. That's good. So we were able to get all of the stuff to make both the presser and the watering can without ever having done any crossbreeding. And that's kind of, that was the point of all that, was just to demonstrate that you don't necessarily have to take the time to really go through and do a bunch of heavy crossbreeding. So a lot of people don't like messing with that. I personally like it. I think it's a fun system. I just simply wanted to show there was another way. So now we'll just pop right over here with this fertilizer and we'll set that up like so. And now we have cabbage. And where did it go? In here? Alright, perfect. So let's get us a cabbage seed out. Alright, so at this point, we're ready to do a little bit of work here. We want to make a presser right quick. Presser. So here's our presser, okay? This is going to take some iron and a piston and celery, asparagus, oats, and cabbage. Okay, so here's cabbage. I think that goes down there, right? Yep. Alright, do we have oats somewhere? I'm pretty sure I do. Let's do this the easy way. Oats. Double click. Okay, I'm not seeing them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do this. They're over there. Okay, so if you're ever looking for an item, like that oats that I'm looking for, if you will mouse over the item and hit your bottom right control key, it will put this little particle effect of dust in any chest that contains that. So if you've got a lot of stuff spread all over the place, it's a very easy way to quickly find what you're looking for. People got tired of watching me, when I'm streaming, look all over the place for everything. So somebody finally told me about that hotkey, and I can't remember who it was, or I'd give them credit, but it's been a godsend, and I thank you so much. And I think all the rest of the stuff that I need is actually over here as well. So we needed celery and asparagus. So there's asparagus. Is celery in here? I don't see a celery, but I could be blind. It's very possible. Okay, so let's just control right, or enter, and then control. And I don't see celery in there. It's over here. And the particle effect kind of goes through everything so that you can find where you're supposed to be. So it's really nice. So there's that, and there's that. And do we have a piston somewhere? Maybe? In one of these? There, piston? Yep. And some iron ingots, like 4 of them. I think we can do that right here. There we go. Okay. So I think celery goes here, asparagus goes there, and you do have to have the seeds in the correct positions or it will not work. Iron ingots, and we get a presser. So awesome. Put that presser down. And somewhere we should have some soy. Enter. Soy. Soy's over there. Okay, let's go grab it. And soybeans. Beautiful. Now we're going to put all but one of these soybeans. Well, we'll put 3 of them in there for now. And this thing shows your progress right there, and it starts running. And we'll go ahead and dig a few plots here, and we're going to get a soybean out. Now, I'm eventually going to actually breed these soybeans, because they're going to be very important for some things that I want to do. But for the time being, let's get some soybeans. We're just going to fertilize the shit out of these and pick up soybeans. There we go. We're going to throw all of this milk right back in. So the same device that turns soy beans into soy milk can be used to turn soy milk into silken tofu. And if we look at the generator, not the ender, the culinary, we need firm tofu. Well, guess what? The same machine that makes this into silken tofu will also turn it into firm tofu. Now, soy is an amazing product for us because the beans themselves can be used for food. The silken tofu can be used as a food. The milk, the soy milk, can be used anywhere that milk can be used in a recipe. The silken tofu can be used anywhere that creams can be used in recipes. And the firm tofu can be used anywhere that meat can be used in recipes. So it's really a pretty freaking amazing product. And I have a little passively powered setup that allows me to use, create just tons of power with nothing but tofu. But what we're going to do at the moment is I've got some bread. Do I have some more bread? Or some, hold on. There's some bread. That works. I thought I had some barley laying around that I hadn't gotten rid of yet. Yeah, right there, barley. Let's turn this into bread. So early game, you can find barley and you can turn it into bread. Pretty simple, no big deal. You could take said bread and throw it into some type of a furnace and cook it. And we'll cook it right here. We'll actually split this up so that it cooks faster. And while that's going on, we're going to get this culinary generator made. So I already got the iron gears for it. And we've got the stuff right here. We're going to need the 3 tofu. And I'm actually going to need some furnaces, right? And the furnaces are kind of a problem because they're not cheap to make anymore. So realistically, everything that I just put in there, we need to pull back out for a moment. And we need to turn this stuff into some double compressed cobble. So there's compression level 1. And it does not take a small amount. This takes a very large amount, actually. Fastest way to do this, by the way, is after you get the recipe in there once, just shift click it and it puts them all in there. So there's just a bunch of double compressed cobble. And then we're going to take, or that's single, that's compressed. Now we need double compressed. And there's 3. And at least I think we need double compressed. Hold on. I haven't made these in a while. No, it's just compressed. I'm an idiot. It doesn't take double compressed. Double compressed is for a different recipe. So there we go. So there's us a couple of furnaces, because we're going to need those for this recipe. Alright, so that's there, this is here, this is here. These 3 across the top, that there, and now I need a piston. And I think I have a piston somewhere, I'm just not sure, because I think I looted another one, but if I didn't, I'll just build one, it's no big deal. Let's do it this way. Piston. Do I have one? I don't. Okay. Pistons are easy to make. Let's just empty everything back out of here again. Okay, we're going to need some redstone and some iron. Boop, 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 doo. Cobble and wood. And I don't think I have any wood in the house right now. Do I? Do I have any wood? Nope. We'll have to go outside. There should be wood in here. There we go. Alright, so let's turn that into planks, like I saw, and run those planks across the top. And I really want to get 4 more cobble right quick. 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's drop these in here, and these in there, and there we go. So now we've got our piston, and put this across, put this there, and put these here. And what am I missing? My furnaces. And there we go. We have a culinary generator. Okay. So obviously we need to power this thermionic fabricator. We put this bad boy down. Now this thing produces RF based on the quality of the food you give it. So for example, this soybean will produce 4024 RF, and it will produce it at 4 RF a tick. So regardless, it will still produce power. That's cool. But this stuff, this double cooked bread, which becomes toast, will produce 28 RF per tick, or 55,000. I'm good, Pac-Man. How are you? So let's drop some of that in there. And that's going to power this machine and get it going. And then we're going to want some sand. So we're going to drop some sand in there. Put that up there. Now we need some redstone and some diamonds. I got one too many diamonds, but that's okay. Alright, so let's draw our recipe right here. And this is how we're going to get our tubes when there's enough power. I believe that should, yeah. And I actually want to make a few of these. So and we get 4 tubes per craft. And as soon as this power reaches above this mark, we're set. Now while that's going on, the thermionic fabricator is a nasty little machine that, if you do not set it up correctly, will constantly pull power from your generator. So when you're done using it, put a lever on it and turn it off. So there's 4 and there's 4. So we now have 8 of those. We're done using it. Beautiful thing about these generators. These generators, they come from, what's it called? blah, 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 extra utilities, is when they're not powering a machine, like this one, it's not going to power it any longer, they will begin to store power into their internal buffer. And once that internal buffer fills, they'll stop consuming fuel. So these are very good machines, both the survivalist, this one, even the furnace generator is good, but you can't make this until you already have your assembly table because you need chipsets. So we now have power. We now have our thermionic fabricator. We've got, some infinite tools made with this infinite shovel and this infinite pickaxe and infinite shovel. So we're doing pretty good. Our base is, we're starting to get, we're getting organized right off the start. We've got sorting going on, and we've got water, and, I've got plenty of stuff going outside, and our smeltery's up, so life's good. We'll be doing some agricraft soon and really starting to make use of this culinary generator. We might make a few more of these to power us. I don't know if I'm going to make water mills this time, so we'll see, but I have some complaints with water mills at the moment. Anyways, guys, as always, I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, like it. If you'd like to see more, like it. Hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment. Like I said earlier in the video, I've really been enjoying all of the feedback that I've been getting and all the positive comments. I'm sure there's some negative ones out there that want to come and hate on me. That's okay. We'll shake them haters off, as the saying goes. But as always, guys, be good to one another, and I'll catch you next time. Laters.